We are live, guys. We are live, all the way live. And hopefully, I don't get any weird Wi Fi glitches because that tends to happen in the very beginning. So, I set my food in my oven on a timer. So, when that goes off, I'm going to get out of the stream. Thought I'd say hello. Where you guys? Where are? There you are. There you are. Haley is first. Hola, chica. ¿Qué tal? So, Haley, you are number one. We went from 1 to 10 in like 2 seconds. What's up, guys? What's up? All right. What's up, Richard? And BB Cutie, Rebecca, hey, Jay, as usual. Michelle, Monique, first time making it live. Yes. Lime, hey, sister, Sandy Quiche, and Jeffrey. What's up, Jeffrey? And Wow is back. Yo. Hello, Apple. Gosh, I'm seeing a lot of the same faces, names. So it's a feel good moment. Thank you, Anna and Shivani and Ruben and John. Hello, everyone. I thought I'd talk about weight gain versus weight loss on keto versus fat gain. Can you talk about body fat percentage? Hold on. Hold on. Hey, Deborah. You're so awesome, Deborah. Okay. Body fat percentage loss. I am at a goal weight, but need to lose about 4% body fat. Can't seem to find the right macros. Okay, well, I'll help you. Hit the likes. Who said that? Who said that? Oh, Sandy. Sandy's like, yo, hit the likes. 64 people in the chat and only 22 likes. And we got to get them likes up because I want to bust on you some information. Okay, you're new to this, and I've been a huge help. Thank you. Dang, it's been a minute catching up live finally. Yay, Victoria. See, I'm a pro talking about weight gain. What's up, babe? Chris Dulce, hi. You already hit that like button. Thank you, Septira. Okay, guys, so I'm going to kind of run through this as you come into the chat. Hey, Emily. See, very happy for you, and thank you. Okay, you for been real and telling us the truth. Just started yesterday. Yay! Hey, Lisa. Hello, big hello. Okay, guys. So, just butter snack. Well, you better get over it, Jay. Who gets tired of butter? Really? Tell me that's not true. All right, I'm gonna lift this up a little bit and go into the topic of the video, and then I'm gonna answer some questions, and then I'm gonna bounce. Got my food on a timer. And is this some focus? All right. Okay, guys. So you can drop body fat. Okay. And so I say weight loss and fat gain. So you can drop body fat and you can drop muscle, or you can gain muscle and gain fat on keto. Typically, howdy there, Miss Tutu and Elizabeth. Typically, people in the first stage of their keto adaptation, I'm sorry, but y'all tend to gain some weightage. Now, the ones who are losing weight on the scale very quickly, because this morning a woman's like, oh, I had a friend who did keto and he lost, I think she said 25 pounds in how many weeks? 3 weeks? And I was like, no, baby cakes. Don't work like that. It's a lot of muscle loss and it's a lot of water loss. And so people seem to not know the difference. Juliet's like, hit those like buttons. See, I'm finally talking about losing weight, serious. I've talked about it before, Ruben. Catch some live streams. I've been doing them like three weeks now. Thank you, Elizabeth. She liked it. Like the broadcast. Okay, so I'll just say real quickly that liking the broadcast helps people to see me more visibility on the internet. I know you don't feel like liking it, but hit it anyway because I'm about to throw down some information. And it also shows me that you guys want me to keep going live. And the reason why I keep going live is because I have a lot of people return and also hit the like button. So I'm going to go into these details. You're 6 foot and 200 pounds. Okay. And okay, don't work out like crazy to lose the weight. You're gonna just completely frack up your adrenals. So with that said, let's go through some of this information that is in. It's literally been expressed in all my videos. I guess you guys need it to be consolidated into one quick broadcast. So what's up, Lily Lime? Let me see. Deborah says, I didn't lose any weight for the first 9 months while healing. Then suddenly, she says, then suddenly started losing losing slowly but steadily. And exactly. So let's go over that and a couple of the details. So people do keto because they want to lose weight. Okay, I had a consultation this morning with a lovely woman who had tried all those diets, right? The H and the and I don't mention the names because like they demonetize these things when you say anything. She also tried the intermittent fasting and just really restricting her calories, which is a farce to some degree. And 5'5", listen to this now, okay? She eats sort of one time a day, 5'5", 167 pounds. I have to get my notes. I think it's 167 pounds, okay? And body fat over 30. How's that working for her? It's not. So to try to understand why she wasn't losing weight on keto, I asked her, do you have a glucometer? And she said yes. What are your numbers? And I'm like, okay. So her numbers are consistently between 92 and 100 and probably over 100. These are her fasted numbers. I asked her what her ketones were, and they're around a 1 or under. So I told her, she's like, am I going to lose weight? Once we went through the consultation, she said, am I going to lose weight? And I'm like, are you going to go to bed? Are you going to not? Honey child, if she watches this, I'm not saying who you are, but you're a great example. Okay. You are a great example because a lot of other people are like you. So this is a wonderful woman. She's super strong. Like she like strong people tend to have the most issues with healing themselves because they don't give their body a break. That's the problem with people who are really, really strong-willed. So her brain is like, I got to get stuff done. But her body's like, no. So being able to look at somebody in a consultation and like, I'm literally like, can you stand up and lift up your shirt? She's like, I kind of knew you were going to do this. And I'm like, yeah, I need to see. Because she was like, okay, like this. She had like full shirt on. She's like, she's doing this. I'm like, no, lift, turn to the side, let me see. And I was like, yeah. She's like, I think I'm around, she said like 22% body fat. And I was like, no, you easily in your 30s. I'm sorry. And I have to kind of give that news to people and let them know where they're at. And she kind of, had tried over exercising and fasting and all this kind of stuff before now. She hadn't exercised in a while now, and I told her it's because you have adrenal insufficiencies, and she was like, no, I just haven't done it. I'm like, trust me, you don't have the motivation to work out when it's good. We're designed to continue to move constantly. So if you're not moving, something might be wrong with your adrenals and something might be wrong with your thyroid. So just looking at her, I was like, I bet she got thyroid disorder. And with my questions, tick box, tick box, tick box, hair thinning, constipated. These are the classics, lethargy, gaining weight, blah, 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 blah. And I tried to explain to her these H and the blah and the diets and the intermittent fasting and the coffee, all of these things sped up your metabolic damage. So now when she's testing her blood sugar, it's in the 90s and she cannot lose weight on one meal a day. Okay? So don't give me that garbage with calories in, calories out, because her calories are quite low. So I tried to explain to her that if her blood sugar is running high and she's not eating any carbs or starches, right? Starchy carbohydrates is what I meant. Carbohydrates are cruciferous vegetables, and you're supposed to eat those things. I meant starchy carbohydrates. So the problem is with her, she's eating vegetables, which is low in sugar, carbohydrates. So essentially, her blood sugar should be in a ketotic range because she had been doing this for a while. And I told her, where do you think your blood sugar nearly 100, where's that coming from? Okay, if you're not eating starches or sugars. And she's like, I don't know. But she had told me that she even started a clinic, starts with an H, and then a at the end, a G at the end, she had started a clinic because she was so drinking the Kool-Aid. Now, a lot of people who do that diet where you eat 500 calories a day, the first time they lose massive amounts of weights. The second time, it's less. And the third time, they barely lose anything, and then they tend to stop because they get scared from eating too low calorie. And she had told me that she didn't lose any muscle. And I was just like, I saw what she was working with. I was like, baby, you lost muscle. So after kind of being like, I'm kind of assertive. And once I'm assertive, I'll go through the ranges and stuff, Kimberly. I can't even see the comments right now. So there's no point to comment to me because I can't see them. The point is that I tried to explain to her that the reason why she has some muscle issues is because she's gluconeogenic, and that I don't trust whatever place she went to who tested her body fat percentage to her lean muscle, because I could see with my own eyes, Sometimes you don't need equipment and machines and numbers. You just look at someone. It's not that hard. So then she kind of agreed. She's like, well, I think you're right. So sometimes, because I've worked with so many people, my intuition is always right. Let me see what you're working with. Then I see what she's working with, and then I know. A lot of people will sort of tell you what they want to hear. Like, I have a friend today who is prepping for a bodybuilding competition. And he looked horrible today. I was like, all right, have you upped your fat? He's like, yeah, I ate a whole jar of peanut butter. And I was like, all right, inflammatory food and a whole bottle of it. Did you feel worse on it? He's like, yep. I was like, get rid of that and go to the butter or an animal fat or avocado, because he's doing like a quasi keto, which there's no such thing, but he's just upped his fats. And I go, dude, and I said, did you feel a complete difference after downing a bottle of it, a jar? He's like, absolutely. And I was like, it's super inflammatory. So it really irritated his nerve endings. He's like, isn't it a great source of fat? I'm like, polyunsaturated fat is acidic. That's the worst fat by itself in the majority. So with that said, I'm just digressing because I want you guys to think like you think you're doing this right. You tend to do it wrong. I'm serious. You tend to do it wrong because you go online and there's all this nonsense on the internet and it tells you what you want to hear. Go eat some peanut butter. It's organic. And then all of a sudden you're not adapting. Your ketones are low, but you're eating a ton of fat that's coming from a fat that just literally bangs and scratches and abuses the inside of your body. And that won't help you adapt. So yes, thank you. What is it? Mecat 80? Yeah. I don't want to say the worst because anytime you say anything, they demonetize. So I don't demonetize my normal videos, but the ones for the live stream I monetize because I'm working my butt off. So with that said, back to the weight loss. So typically the first thing that the big chunks of weight that you're losing, it's not fat. Sorry, it's water. And if you're not careful with your keto adaptation, you're going to lose muscle as well. Because if the brain, okay, I don't care what intermittent fasting garbage junk you heard about, okay, I don't care. If your body doesn't know how to use ketones and your glycogen is depleted, it will burn muscle, period. And people will fight me on this and they'll look horrible. I'm like, your skin is crepey. It's drooping. You look exhausted. Like, where are these gains from all this fasting? Boom! Thank you, Juliet Marie. And she writes, thank you for all you do for us. I'm always learning, often the hard way. I tried it my way more times than not. So thank you. Oh, it's a 25. Ooh. Thank you so much, Juliet. That's awesome. Thank you for supporting the chat. And yeah, thank you guys. I see so many people come back to these live streams. So I must be doing something right. So if you guys just think about it, I don't care what diet you do or how much you fast. People are like, oh my God, it's so good. It's detoxification. I feel so fabulous. I feel fabulous. I feel so wonderful. I was like, I'm not hungry at all. Here's a funny thing. I'm watching this other live streamer just because he is purely comical to me. I mean, he says the most ridiculous things. but he's fasting right now, right? He goes on these walks and he's like, I'm fasted, I feel amazing, and I'm just waiting, y'all. Girlfriend is just waiting for him to start crashing. So I'm watching this. Yo, y'all, listen to the intermittent fasting. This is a young dude, right? This is a young guy, and he's like doing these walks. You know, he's like getting fresh air, and he's taking walks, and he's fasting. I was like, okay, here we go. Boom. He's like, I don't know why my fingertips are so numb. They're just like tingling. Oh, that was the first sign. And no one in his stream, they're like, no one could understand. They were saying the dumbest answers to the tingling and the numbness in his fingertips. But Steph knew the answer. I was like, I know the answer. I know the answer. Then he's exhausted. He's like, he went from do my live stream and I'm walking, okay, to I'm walking on my streams. Yeah, you know, guys, I'm a little depressed today. You want to know why? You want to know why? You know what the fingertip thing is? That's high cortisol from going into gluconeogenesis from not eating, because the brain's like, I'm sorry, I know you want to look aesthetic, but I need some fuel. And if you're not going to eat, I'm going to make stuff out of your amino acids from collagen and skin and all kind of stuff. And the cortisol is so high, he develops Raynaud's disease. Okay? Barbie L, I think it was Barbie. Right? You don't know what it is? You think I'm tripping? Go Google it. Okay? Tingling on the fingertips. Right? And that's also a precursor to thyroid disorder. When you mess with the balance of nature because you want to look so aesthetic, y'all have the rebound effect of nature smacking you. Boom. When you're in a hurry to lose weight, you will suffer. Trust me. You do not mess with the balance of nature. When you want things too quickly, you will suffer. These are the symptoms that he had that I see from all the clients that come to me in consultations who tried fasting, intermittent fasting, time restricted feeding, okay? And every time I go online and I look at these, I mean, it's not everyone, but a lot of keto experts will show their glucometer, and I'm like, your numbers are kind of poo-poo, okay? Your 0.6 ketones is kind of low, all right? And since I've been consulting thousands of people, and I will say it again, okay? A lot of these people that have 0.6 ketones are tired. They don't feel an improvement of sleep and energy, right? And hormones until their ketones rise. And even that's not secure, because you have to have the viability of those ketones being absorbed and used. And then when they get too high, they're circulating in the bloodstream higher, higher, and higher, and have nowhere to go. So that also makes you feel terrible. So the reason why people have, let's say, weight loss on keto, typically, I'm sorry, most y'all are losing a shite ton of muscle and water. You're not really losing a lot of fat. I'm gonna tell you, I'm heavy. I'm 5'3", okay, and I weigh about 124, 126 pounds, okay? I don't look big in person, and people always peg me to be like 115 pounds, but muscle's heavy. And when you lose it, the scale will drop exponentially. You'll think, I lost fat. I'm like, why would the body get rid of your fat and spare your muscle? What planet of survival does that make sense? Muscle burns fuel, calories, okay? And when you don't eat, the body doesn't need muscle because it will help you die faster, because muscles need to be fed food. And if you're not eating food, the body will dump muscle like that, and it'll spare the fat, okay? Because muscle makes your electric bill in the house high, right? Every light is on, that's muscle. But fat just sits there like a blob. Doesn't require a lot of energy. So if you're doing stuff and you're fasting, you know, and you don't have your keto macros right, what happens? Your body starts to burn muscle, skin, collagen, like you name it, it's burning through it to get that brain fuel. So with the woman this morning with her blood sugar near 100, every day, and she's been doing keto for quite a while. I was like, you're just literally gutting your metabolism, gutting your health by doing this fasting. So I hope that she does the schedule that I suggested and recommended. I had her eating 3 times a day and 2 fat snacks. Yep. I'm trying to stabilize this adrenal response, the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal reaction to not eating enough food and not resting. If you guys fast, you must rest. I'm okay with fasting, but do nothing when you fast. Do nothing and sip on electrolytes. Okay, make sure you get potassium. All right, here we go. So with that said, get some water. Y'all know I need to get some water. So with that said, a lot of people lose weight on the scale and they think they're ketotic, especially if they see their ketones at a 0.5 or 6. And then, they're like, oh, I didn't even check my blood sugar. Or they check their blood sugar and it's high. If your blood sugar is high, your brain's not going to use ketones. It's going to defer to use what it's become addicted to, which is glucose, right? Rocket fuel. And so people will stand on a scale and they think that they're in ketosis, but they're totally not. And I hate to tell them that. Over time, when people do these like jump starter diets or refeeding, there are people, sorry, I'm drinking water and talking and burping. There are people out there that have like keto courses and plans that just, they'll tell you to refeed and do all this weird stuff. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Can we talk about metabolic inflexibility? And what does that actually mean? What is metabolic inflexibility? What does that mean? Do you guys know? I mean, does it matter? Like, why can't I have cheese? Nuts and caffeine. So, and people doing the carnivore diet, and they don't really understand what's going on with their health prior to these crazy, stupid diets, including the keto diet. Now, the keto diet is really stupid if it's not done correctly. It's amazing if you do it correctly. And I'm coming to realize a lot of people do the carnivore diet because they have issues with the what? Anti-nutrients in plants, salicylates, oxalates, goitrogens, lectins, nightshades. Yo, this stuff is real and it literally guts people. Not everyone, but a lot of people. So people are constantly looking for weight loss on a scale. They don't really realize how metabolically damaged they were prior to doing keto. Their macros are wrong, their sleep is wrong, everything is wrong. They step on the scale, they're like, I'm in ketosis. No, you're not. Well, so you've been doing this for 5 months and you're starting to get saggy skin. Oh, okay, let's figure out why. So, here we go. There is 125 people, 26, that's pretty cool. But there's only 85 likes, you guys. You know I'm working my butt off at this stuff. I am not just rambling in some broad stroke circle talking about stuff I don't know. I know what I'm talking about. Okay? I know what the adrenals do. I know what the adrenals, the thyroid, the adrenals, the hypothalamus, pituitary adrenal, and thyroid axis, you guys. Right? Your reproductive hormones. So, y'all, if you don't mind liking up the stream, that would be awesome. We've got 99 likes. There's 132 people in this chat. So there are definitely a few people who haven't liked up the stream. And I'm trying to finish this thing and then get up to your questions and then bounce. Bounce, roll, bounce. All right. Yes, we're at 103. Let's keep it rolling, guys. Sorry, I don't mean to sound, I get hyper and kind of silly and stupid. So I'm not trying to sound like a jerk when I'm saying get the likes up, but it would be definitely appreciated if you did. Okay, just click the like button. Rick, hello. Rick says. So the ketone meter, the Mojo is the cheapest one right now. I still don't know which one works better. That, the Abbott glucometers, which is Freestyle and Precision Extra, or Mojo. I just know that Mojo is cheaper. You can buy like one box of ketones with it. I don't know. I really don't know at this point. I'm still on the fence, but I will collect the data and I will let you guys know which one does better. Your glucose over 100 that's straight up gluconeogenesis. All right, so unfortunately, a lot of you guys, now some people lose fat. If you're obese and your insulin is running high, you will lose weight because now your insulin has dropped exponentially because you've done keto, right? You've cut out the starches and now the insulin drops, but it rebounds very quickly when the brain doesn't get glucose. It'll rebound. If you don't adapt, eventually you'll start to go, oh, my numbers are so great. And then they'll start doing this and they'll be good and then they'll just be bad, but you're not ketotic. It takes a while to actually be fully adapted. And so you can't even always rely on the glucometers, even though they are a useful tool, they're not 100% accurate. Not only accurate, but don't signify your whole keto adaptation as far as if your body's actually using ketone bodies. So thank you, Jordan Smith. Okay, so is there caprylic acid in coconut cream? I'm sure there is because that's in the fat, but I digress. So how you actually lose body fat and not muscle and water? Well, you're going to lose water, but you really want to tap into those fat reserves. What you guys got to understand is these cells, they become inefficient. Fat cells can become lazy. It's not really lazy. They just have a difficult time to be stored as energy and released. Your body would rather burn muscle. That's why I talk about it ad nauseum in all these streams and all my old videos. And you can see that in people because they don't have the muscle gains, their hormones are jacked, their adrenals are jacked, they're tired. And if you have those symptoms, you're not going to have the business. It's not going to happen. So that's the reason why I talked so much about gluconeogenesis, which is a breakdown. That's telling me to hurry up because I'm not going to let my food get cold. So what you want to do is avoid gluconeogenesis when you're first starting to do keto by getting your macros right. You have to have your protein, the type of protein, the type, quality, amount, timing. You got that type, quality, amount, timing. Now, as long as you stick to cruciferous type, the amount is not as demanding, but I realize now that a lot of you guys are still afraid of fat, so you start having big, huge salads. No. You want to start eating cooked veggies in your first stage or phase of your keto adaptation because like I spoke about these anti-nutrients with a lot of you, you don't realize that you're having issues with some of these plants and they are preventing your body from producing enough viable ketones and getting your blood sugar in range. So a lot of people don't know what it's like to have good gut motility and good gut wall strength. So they go around feeling horrible all the time and think that they do fine on all these vegetables raw, but you don't because we're eating vegetables out of season all the time. And that creates an irritation to the body. There's a reason why people eat foods in season. Plus, our food has been so hybridized and so modified, we're not even eating Mother Nature's food anymore. You know what I mean? And then if you have non-organic, then that's also with the glyphosate, that's also inflammatory. So when you guys start seeing weight loss on a scale, I would beg to differ. I'm really sorry. You have to really clean out your junked up body that's become very toxic and doesn't methylate very well or detoxify very well. If you don't detoxify very well, do you think that you're going to be ketotic? A lot of you have constipation or loose stool, right? Your stools aren't in a good quality, or you're pooping too much, and then that becomes a problem of irritation of the colon or of the small intestine and the large intestine. And is it New York City Fanatic? Oh, thank you so much. You're very sweet. Thank you. I appreciate you. I've seen you, New York Fanatic, many times on the stream, so I really appreciate everyone who is literally just coming when you guys see that I go live. You're coming to return. And then, of course, anyone who spends their hard-earned money on donating to the Super Chat is, it's extra as far as, it's just shows your appreciation. So thank you so much, New York City Fanatic. I appreciate that. And Jordan Smith, honey, you can write in caps, but I ain't looking yet, child. So, that's for everybody else watching. Okay, So I really want to just get these things clear. If your body's inflamed and irritated and you think you're going to lose some fat and keep the muscle, y'all is a tripping. Nope, not going to happen. Not going to happen. If you're going to do a DEXA scan or you're going to dunk yourself underwater and understand your body fat percentage or DEXA to understand your lean mass to fat ratio, do it every month for 6 months to get somewhat of a objective understanding of your lean mass compared to your body fat. If you think that you're not losing any muscle, y'all tripping if you are fasting. Fasting is meant for people who do nothing and relax. If you're not going to relax, do not fast. Do you literally think you're going to get the gains? People are like, how do I fast and get the gains? You're not going to. Okay. And a lot of people see good numbers in the beginning when they fast, and then they're like, what's going on? I've been doing this for 4 months and I'm starting to rebound. Okay, so once you're adapted, and it takes a lot of work, you got to put yourself in a parasympathetic state in the evening. You know, you got to be in this hibernation mode once the sun goes down, connected to circadian rhythm. You got to make sure that your digestion is on point. You have to manage your stress. You have to diaphragmatic breathe, like on and on and on. You got to chew your food slowly. You have to stand with a straight plumb line because if your body's in a C shape, there's not enough upper trunk circulation. If you don't do all these things, child, it is not going to happen. Nope. Oh, and drink enough water and take enough electrolytes and have your macros on point. Fleek. Correctness. So, with that said, once you're adapted, with a lot of diligence and a lot of experimenting and a lot of understanding your own biological or physiology, your own issues or strengths, then you can focus. Okay, I'm sensitive to this food. I need to rotate. I've got histamine intolerance. I need to rotate. I need to go into great sleep hygiene, which is candle lights or dimmer lights and blue blockers or red bulbs, or making sure that you have this mineral called magnesium. Make sure you have D-rich foods. Make sure that you get B12 foods and zinc. So important for the thyroid, y'all. Supplements aren't going to take you there. You got to get that from real food. And a lot of you guys just want quick food. So like the thyroid plays a big part in you burning fat and storing fat because the body's like, I'm exhausted, slow down. You're like, nope, I'm gonna drink some coffee and I'm not going to eat. I'm going to fast because I want to lose weight and look aesthetic and I'm gonna go 100 miles an hour. And the thyroid's like, but I can't deal with the volume of energy expenditure, so I'm gonna slow you down. You know what? The thyroid's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take away those things you don't need, like having a baby, right? Reproductive system, testosterone, estrogen, way out of whack. The body's like, oh, you're not going to rest while fasting? Okay. Well, why don't we start breaking down the collagen and making your neck droop and your jowls droop and your skin get all crepey? Oh, that's not going to stop you? Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to make you constipated because pooping just takes up too much energy. Okay, you're not going to stop? You're still not going to stop. All right, let's start making your hair fall out. Oh, you're still not going to stop. All right, well, this is my last ditch effort, the thyroid will tell the rest of the body. This is my last ditch effort for you guys to take better care of your body, which is I'm going to make you so tired you don't want to move. You don't want to get out of bed, yo. You wake up, you want to fall back asleep. I'm going to make you crash after breakfast and lunch in the afternoon. So when people think that they are ketotic and losing weight, I beg to differ that it's muscle and water. So to be ketotic, like I said, you have to follow all these strategies, be very patient, and do all these really balancing act things. And then the body accesses the body fat because now you've become healthy, you fixed the gut wall, you've managed to protect your adrenals, your reproductive hormones, you get proper deep sleep, and you connect to the circadian rhythm, you rotate your foods. You stay away from the foods that are super inflammatory, and then, like a pop, the weight just comes off. Just like Deborah said, it just comes off. But keto is only good for those who are patient and diligent and disciplined. And the ones who aren't, it doesn't happen. You might produce more ketones one day, and your blood sugar might look ketotic another day, but it never remains consistent. Yes, fasting could create a silent reflux. Absolutely. All right, but it's probably coming from damage before you fasted. So, you can speed up the damage once you start fasting. And it's like those fasting people, they don't like me, but Steph's body, okay, I'm not trying. I'm 50. Thank you. Is it Dory with Gunnell? Dory Stickinell? Thank you so much. Hey Steph, thanks for the great info. Thank you so much. Okay, so no, decaf coffee is not okay with cow. Get rid of that stuff. It's poison. Yes, benzoyl chloride. We got mold, and we've got some caffeine in it. It's just garbage. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. When they roast it, they kill half the antioxidants. We're lied to because these industries make a lot of money. All right, guys. So hope I covered the weight loss, fat loss. Now, the reason why people gain weight on keto, you want to know why? For the same reason why I explained they're losing weight. They gain weight because their insulin's too high. So with a woman today, she's like, I'm losing weight. And I'm like, freaking insulin's through the roof. Insulin stores fat, people. Makes muscles grow and store fat. That's with bolus amounts of insulin. That's barfing out insulin. Your body's literally like, your pancreas is literally like, I'm dying. Stop this food type. Stop missing meals. Stop running around all day. Stop being cortisol driven. That's what irritates the friggin' pancreas. Yo, high carb, carbon up, all this nonsense. Oof. These people are like, I'm doing dirty carb like load. And I'm like, you're destroying your insulin signaling. Destroying it. You're learning really, instead of being a fat burning machine, you're becoming a fat storing machine, and fat cells become inefficient. If you are a carb person, you want those fat cells to be released back as glucose and burned off as energy. But the amount of humans on this planet that can do that conversion, it's probably less than 1%. Like Michael Phelps, who can eat 10,000 calories and still have six-pack. That's not going to happen for the rest of us. Fat goes in, it stays, right? And then those fat cells start producing estrogen. Then estrogen makes more fat. So you're just getting fatter and fatter and flabbier. So the problem is with you guys, you can't poop. So you can't eliminate toxins and you can't eliminate estrogen. And what does estrogen do? It makes you get fatter. And you think keto and fasting is going to make you thin, but you're not addressing your reproductive hormones, right? You constipate it, and that estrogen just gets back absorbed into the bloodstream and does the gallbladder problem, does the liver problem, breast cancer, colon cancer, because you guys can't poop properly. Like stupid stuff that no one talks about. So I told Jimmy Moore, I'm going to say this really quick. Jimmy Moore put me in this book called Keto Clarity. I'm just going to say this before I forget. So I kind of feel like, I always feel grateful that he put me, because he kind of helped put me on the map. So as you can see here, I'm with David Perlmutter, who's like very famous. And we've got me here in this book. And all of this stuff led me to my own book deal. You guys know I'm writing a book. He's doing a thing called ketowhiteboard.info. Now I'm gonna put a disclaimer on there. He and I have different ideology. So, we don't have the same ideology. Now, some stuff with keto we totally do, but a lot of stuff we don't. But I told him I would support anything that he does that I feel is within reason. It's a starting keto on the basic level. So I thought I would just mention that in this stream. That he's doing a thing called keto.info. And it's kind of funny because he's like, hey, Steph, do you have any of those questions that I can put on the site that people ask? And everything I talk about, he's like, oh, that's too complicated. Sorry, Jimmy. But he really wants to do simple stuff, and I'm into the way deep stuff. I want to open you up and see what's going on the inside of your body before you do such a protocol. So I just wanted to mention that. I know. Haley, I know, right? The irony. But note that even though Jimmy and I are like worlds apart in the way we talk and do this thing, he did put me in that first book. So I will always sort of give him that love. You know what I mean? That's why I will not talk shit about him. Okay. Oh, it's not going to happen because I still have to be grateful for that opportunity. So you guys know that. And I need to just stop talking shit about anyone else, because that's not my business, right? My business is what you guys and I are discussing right now. Yes, it makes detailed info, makes this sustainable and permanent. Yes. So, okay, so the fat gain is your guys' insulin is too high. Even if your blood sugar is low, if your insulin has been stacking in the bloodstream, you have high insulin, it'll store. So sometimes you cannot go by your A1C. You cannot go always by your fasted glucose numbers. Sometimes you got to go to the doctor and get an insulin check. That's when you really want to know what's going on. And then, of course, you might want to do full thyroid panel, but even that's inconclusive to some degree, because doctors can't see what's going on in cells. They can only see what's in the bloodstream, which is so subjective, because you could have enough T3 and you could have enough, the TSH is balanced, and your TPO antibodies aren't raised, although that's a big indication, and still have those thyroid symptoms. So the thyroid can prevent you from the symptoms, and not addressing them can prevent you from the weight loss part of keto, and actually weight gain, adrenal insufficiencies, high cortisol, not going to bed early, not following a circadian rhythm, not learning how to breathe, and the blood sugar remains high, which means the insulin is high, and that's why people gain weight typically. So like when people eat a bunch of macadamia nuts and then the blood sugar is running high, now they've got all that fat in the bloodstream that can use the stress from not living a good life, because your body can produce sugar without you eating any, which produces insulin, and you eat those mac nuts, then you gain weight. That's why people gain weight on keto. Now, if you want to gain muscle, it's kind of the same principle. Especially lifters, you got to lift smart. You would test your blood sugar 30 minutes after a workout just to make sure that your body's not super catabolic. And this is what I was telling this body. He's a pro bodybuilder. I was like, bro, I got him to get the mojo. I was like, bro, you need to watch your blood sugar, because you're crashing in the workout, you're not eating any carbs, and you don't want to start burning muscle. So let's see where your blood sugar is at as a beginning start. People who become ketotic, now, I don't know if you guys know, I'm 5'3". I gained 15 pounds of muscle on this small frame, when, of course, some of it was the creatine from red meat that I was eating, right? But I gained muscle while lowering my protein, because y'all have too much protein, because you're afraid of fat. So you overeat protein, and the stomach gets backed up, and the release of protein into the small intestine to be used can't, because you keep eating more than your body can break down and use. And that's the fact. So I'm not going to go into the outside about protein later. I'm going to take your questions and bounce. Okay, here we go. I'm going to sit down now. With my poor little knee. My poor little 10 surgery knee. Okay. Here we go. You got some questions for Steph? Because Steph's back. Thank you, Richard, but Steph is back now. Okay? Let's get this cracking. I love Richard. You guys know I love Richard, but I am back now, so let's do this. Low protein and time under tension builds muscle quickly. Yes. It's just learning how. Is that? Thank you, Brandon Ost. Thank you so much. Okay, you read that avocados may affect IBS because of sorbitol. Should I rotate them and eat a lot less? Okay, so now, no. Avocados and sorbitol does not affect the blood sugar because of the fiber and fat. But if you have a latex allergy, it can affect your blood sugar, make your blood sugar rebound. So just check if you get itchy, mucousy, thick in the stomach aches from avocado. Then, otherwise you can eat avocados all day long, all day. Let's see. Gain weight from intermittent fasting. Thank you, Neely, for saying this. Blood glucose rebounded and then overdid it with mac nuts. Exactly. Because your fats were too low. Listen to Steph. Neely's saying exactly what I've been trying to tell other people. So thank you for that. How do you set up a consultation? I just opened the calendar, you guys. My calendar is full booked for, I don't know, a couple weeks. And now I just reopened it last night. You go to stephanieperson.com. So if somebody wants to write out my website so you guys can see it, stephanieperson.com. So you can see the spelling is not Pearson or persons with an S. It's just stephanieperson.com. So somebody, and then now I've got open dates. So if you want to book a consultation. Okay, so I don't know what benfotiamine is. TME. I don't know what that is, so I couldn't tell you. Sorry, BB Cutie. You might want to tell me what it is, and then I can tell you. All right, Richard, thank you, bro. I will do it for tomorrow. Okay. Please explain timing. Okay, LaSalle. So essentially, for people who just start doing keto, you kind of have to eat fat all day long. Now, it does kind of overburden the track, but that's why I have you eat really slow. And you have about 50 to 70 grams of fat per meal, 3 times a day. Okay, because we need to get over 200. Okay? For those who crash, who've got hypoglycemia, it's really important that you take the fat in between, which is mid-morning and mid-afternoon. That will help stabilize blood sugar. So it's kind of like eat breakfast within 30 minutes. If you're not crashing, if you feel good, ketones and glucose is stable, then you can wait to lunch. If you're stable, you can wait to dinner and eat 3 times. But if you're having instability, then you've got to do it like 5 times. And some people who wake up with, high cortisol in the middle of the night, sometimes I have people do like a couple bites, just a couple, not to overburden the digestive tract, of like a ground turkey, which is easier, or fish like salmon, fatty, with like a tablespoon of coconut oil if you don't have any issues with the caprylic acid, or to digest it before they go to bed, to an hour before they go to bed, to help stabilize the blood sugar so they don't wake up in the middle of the night. Do calories matter? Just concentrate them. Yeah. Okay. No, Swan. Calories don't matter. I say this all the time. It's like I feel like a broken record, but 500 calories from cookies do not burn, store, and get used as 500 calories from steak, ribeye. Cookies have been processed. The stomach doesn't have to break it down very often. It's pure sugar almost. It goes right into the bloodstream, spikes the blood sugar. And what happens when the blood sugar spikes? Insulin spikes, you store fat. Well, insulin barely spikes when you eat a ribeye. So you're not going to store fat. So that's the reason why it's not the same. Body's got to break it down completely differently. And you got to factor in if you guys have like thyroid, or enough HCl, stuff in your stomach, levels, hydrochloric acid in your stomach. I'm sorry, I'm talking too fast. All right, there's 143 people in this chat and only 129 likes. Can you guys get up the likes before I drive my neighbors crazy by talking loud to myself, to my phone? Oh, and I don't have my cord plugged in. Okay, you definitely have a latex allergy, because I used to wear the gloves every day. Exactly. How do you calculate my protein amount? I don't know if you're a girl or a boy, so I can't tell you. That I need to know your weight, your height, your activity level, your body fat percentage, your digestion. Yeah, those things before I can tell you how much protein. Let me see here. I'm some kind of cracked up. I don't even know where to start. Monique, I got so many videos. A lot of people tell me, if you just watch, I'm slobbering. If you just watch Stephanie's videos, then you'll see. Like, I explain all the stuff. It's the same stuff. It doesn't change really. I learned some more things, like, some people need L-carnitine to help produce ketones, but that's very rare. Let me see, Richard, been helpful, hard to get 200 grams of fat. No, it's not hard. Yeah, thank you, Richard. Jerry, it's not hard. If this is just water, as you guys know, but if this were fat in it, you don't even notice it. Just sip on it. It's a mental thing, unfortunately. Okay, we got 145 people and 141. Can we get like 8 more people to like this stream so I can continue to answer these questions? Come on, just 8 more people. Oh, Lord have mercy. I feel like a car salesman. Okay, so is it true? Wait, is it true it's better to not exercise on keto? Sasha, who told you this nonsense? That's embarrassing. No, you shouldn't work out too hard in the beginning when you're trying to regulate your blood sugar and ketones. You need to take down the volume and intensity, but you have to do something to get that blood moving and to also develop good GLUT4 receptors. Finally, we got the likes over the amount of people in the chat. Okay, so if you don't recommend fasting, what way of eating do you suggest? I kind of explained it, right? 3 times a day. Cruciferous, rotate the foods, make sure protein doesn't get too high, eat 2 to 3 fat snacks in between if you have hypoglycemia or if you crash. If I did consultations with you individually, you guys, I could I call it in 2 seconds how your macros should be, but I don't like to give out general macros because you guys listen to every word I say, and it's really important that I actually speak to people. I also run a keto course, you guys. It's you can sign up through stephanieperson.com. It's $15 a month as opposed to some of these courses that are $400. I'm not even joking. When I heard that, I was like, damn. What? Yo, something for 400 bills better be freaking sharp. You know what I mean? That stuff must be ripe, good to go if you're going to be charging that much. All right, let me see here. What if my schedule is too inconsistent? No, Raquel, we are grown up adults. You can make it happen. Even if you got to stick something in your pocket, even if you got to put fat in a bone broth, baby cakes, drink it. You can make it happen. She does cooking crisp vegetables take care of the goitrogen problems. Yes. Yes, it helps a lot, Veronica. A lot. Even a pressure cooker does even better. Okay, what's the formula to find out protein intake? There's no formula. It's stuff needs to talk to your butt. Okay. I'm so silly today. I need to talk to you. That's the formula. Our bodies are not defined like a mathematical equation. I wish it was like that, but it's not. Keto course is it on Facebook or your website. You sign up, Monique, through my website, and then I let you on to the private page. It's $15 a month. You can go 1 month or 20,000 months. It's up to you. 1 month, $15 is totally worth it because I'm killing myself on that page. I'm getting so many people. I need to come up with a new system because I'm just giving a little bit too much of myself on it. Like today's Ask Steph. Tuesdays are Ask Steph like an important question. I had a couple of important questions, but when you have 200 people ask a couple questions, you're up to 400 answers, and I was starting to just not be able to do it. Okay, Brandon, I started taking 1 oxball per day. That doesn't make no sense. And my appetite came back. Yo, Brandon, you take that when you eat fat and only then, okay? And you take it right before you eat the fat so as to not irritate the stomach lining. Let's see. No brown sugar. Just me. I'm the brown sugar. I'm so silly. Okay, we'd love to see more workout videos. Love the snippets on IG. Thank you. You guys, my Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. They have the IGTV, so I'm doing a lot of stuff there. I will be because like the streams just really just take everything out of me. Because I'm going to get off this, eat, go take a shower, and then work on my computer. So go to, and plus my stories every day. Boom. I'm pumping out the information. So go to Stephanie Ketogenic on my Instagram. Okay, Albert says, can you get rid of your mobs, building your upper chest, incline bench, only drop over all fat percent if you don't have. Jay, what you talking about, child? You don't know this man's testosterone level. You don't know his form. I don't know. Jay, chill, bruh. Chill. I don't like broad stroke advice. It's got to be contextualized to the individual. Get off the rid of your mobs, building your upper chest, incline bench press, and only drop your overall fat. Maybe I didn't read what you guys were saying. I'm sorry, Jay. I need to watch. I don't know. I just get nervous when you guys give each other advice. I'm like, what am I looking at? But then again, I don't see the conversations prior. How far back do you recommend that we should go back and look at your videos? Oh, a year. Like, don't look at the old ones. No. Ooh, when I hear my voice on the old ones, I like, not good. Okay, let's see. Keto for 9 months. What if I don't consume the 200 grams of fat, trying to lose fat? Ada, do you have a glucometer? What's your blood sugar? What's your insulin? If you drop the fat and you're not adapted, you're going to create that whole thyroid problem. So what are your numbers? Stephanie, can walking for an hour hurt keto adaptation? Oh, totally, Keishel. Yeah. Yo, like you got to walk with a dog, right? Because dog's like, go stop. Go stop. Go stop. Or walk 10 a block and then check your Instagram. No, definitely don't do that. But yeah, walking for an hour, unfortunately, if you have any adrenal insufficiencies, can be problematic. I would just wait until you're more adapted to then walk for an hour. You can do it. It's just not good in the beginning. How can I reverse the Dawn's effect? Oh, child, that's so hard. It's everything I keep talking about. Circadian rhythm, 4 or 5 REM cycles, so diaphragmatic breathing, getting zinc, magnesium, iron-rich foods, B12, D, big one, omega-3s, clean food, no freaking packaged nothingness. Like, working out smart, straightening up the plumb line, ton of stuff. Okay, just watched the Facebook group video from one day. That's a trip, seeing how much you've grown, and then proof is in the pudding. Haley telling, well, you know what? I learn every day. The more people I talk to, the more I learn, and then the more I read, and the more I talk to other doctors and other people, the more I learn. No sugar, yes. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Happy 4th. I keep forgetting it's 4th of July tomorrow. You know what's so really cool, you guys, right now? 154 people in the chat. No, sorry, 133 people in the chat and 155 likes. That's what's up. Thank you, guys. Do you count salami and bacon as packaged foods? Yes, so you got to make sure that it's uncured. Sometimes Applegate will do uncured with no sugar. But, like, you got to be real careful with those processed meats. They are literally garbage. Just stopped caffeine. Yay! Day 3. That's what's up, Chrissy. Yeah, thank you, LaSalle. Big thanks. Back to you. Thank you, Jay, too, Alexander. Okay, guys, it's almost been an hour. I got to take my friend to the store. She's visiting here from China, and I need to drive her around to do some errands, and I want to do it before everything gets too late for I want to get to bed early. So uncured bacon from Trader Joe's? No. Go to Whole Foods. Applegate. Thank you. You're so sweet. RTY Pepe. Thank you so much. How often do we need to take supplements like monolaurin? You don't have to take monolaurin, by the way, which is lauric acid. Or monolaurin is concentrated lauric acid. And nutritional yeast daily. I take magnesium daily. So you don't have to take nutritional yeast. Be careful. It's really high in carbohydrates. Sprinkle that stuff. It's really tasty. Sprinkle it on food. You can have it forever as long as it doesn't spike your blood sugar. If you really feel like, I like monolaurin, or the more trendy brand is lauricidin, because it's concentrated lauric acid, so it's really good to fight, bacteria and viral infections. So I just like it in general. I take down the dose and don't do a scoop. I just do a couple per meal because they're kind of sharp. Yeah, you want to be careful that doesn't irritate the stomach lining. But you can take them now, take them forever. It's up to you, as long as you don't have a sensitivity to them. Yeah, TJ's sugar has. TJ's bacon has sugar in it. Thank you, Lulu Lime, coconut oil and sugar. But keto, princess, I don't count coconut oil as a keto fat anymore, because people they're not adapting on that. So you do it for the lauric acid benefits, but not for the keto benefits. Suppose it. Allegedly. Okay, I'm getting tired, chat. Oh. Okay, guys, I think I should go. I hope I explained the concepts. I don't know if you guys want me to do story time. Keto princess, do you mix them for a fat bomb? You know what? Coconut oil is really great for fat bombs. Can you? Yes, you can. Of course, Tom Jones. You can't just adapt only on avocados. Anybody want me to do a quick story? Good chat. Thank you, BB Cutie. Story time. Okay, Anna, do you guys want me to do a skateboard story? A keto story? No, I don't want to do keto. Skateboard story, like a life story, boy stories. What do you want me to do? Oh, gym story. That's a good one. I got a lot of gym stories. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a gym story because I got a ton of skateboard story for later. Okay. A lot of skateboard stories. Okay. Oh, Africa too. I got really deep emotional stories from Africa. Okay, gym boy story. That's all day. Okay. But I'll unable to sign up for the Facebook course. Shoot you an email. Why can't you? Oh yeah, because you don't take the you can't do PayPal. So I don't have another system, so you just gotta hold on, Shivani. I still have to do research on the Venmo thing. Gym story, bruh. Okay, so when I first beat me into Africa story. Go ahead. Okay, so when I first moved to LA, I actually was born in LA. Moved up to the Bay Area, then went over to Europe as a pro skateboarder. That's how I busted my knee. And I had 10 surgeries on my left knee over there, by the way. So, which people often forget because I'm fit from head to toe. Been working my buttocks off to keep my legs from atrophying. But point is that when I first moved here, one day, this is like the first 6 months of moving to Los Angeles from living in Sweden. So I used to live in Sweden. Hejsan, alla som kommer från Skandinavien. So when I first moved to LA, I was on those cable machines, not like with the rotating arms. They're called, I forgot what those machines are called, but like the brand name of it. But as a fiddle, so I'm doing cables, and this guy comes up to me, starts hitting on me, and I was just like, when you're having a day and you're just not in the mood for it, and you're in your own reality, and I politely tried to shoo him away, because normally everybody knows I talk to people too much almost. I'm too friendly. And this day, some things are going down. Thank you, Neely. Thank you so much for contributing to the super chat. Appreciate that. So, especially when I'm talking about a story. So the guy comes up to me. He's trying to hit on me, politely trying to shoo him away, and he got up in his feelings. Like, he got mad. He got mad. He walked away like, "You're a stupid B." He's like, "F you, you B." And normally I'm pretty good, but I can get pretty triggered if I'm not feeling well, and you just cross that line with absurdities too much. Thank you, Neely. And I was like, he starts screaming at me. And I was like, is a trainer gonna come around and stop this? Like, I'm only 5'3", y'all, man. I'm not big, okay? I was like, is somebody gonna stop this? No trainer did anything. I'm gonna tell you a skateboard story another stream, but a couple guys have tried to beat me up in my skateboard years, like literally been abusive. So, I had a flashback moment. I'll tell you the flashback moment. So I got so mad that when I get mad, I didn't say a word. I had the cable, and I was doing bicep curls, and I was just staring like this. And it was antagonizing him. He was getting mad, more profanity, yelling at me. And then his friend comes up, and he starts yelling at his friend about me. And then his friend starts yelling at me. Yeah, it was a gangsta stare. And I was like, So because I was doing that stare while doing bicep curls, the second guy got so mad at me too. So he gets all up in my face, and this is a big ass mother sucker. And he's like, "You think you're somebody? You're nothing. You're nothing." And he's yelling in my face. And I'm just, steam is just coming out of my ears. But I don't say anything. I'm just quiet. And then he walks away. He's like, in my face. And he walks away. And something just flipped in me. I was like, all right. Nice, Stephanie is gone. So he walked up to these other cables, right? And he was doing flies, chest flies, right? So he's doing this. And I stand right where his hands end. And I'm standing like this. And I was very polite. I was like, I think you do like me because you put an energy into me. Okay? And I was like, if I'm nothing, what does that make you? Because you walked up to nothing. How weak is that? And he flipped. He was like, you better watch yourself. And I was like, I'm going to watch myself. He's like, you better watch yourself. I go, really? What you going to do, beat me up? He's like, you better watch yourself outside of this gym. This is a grown man telling me I didn't say any profanities. I didn't raise my tone. He's telling me I need to watch myself. And I said, he goes, get out of my face. I said, I will be done just like you did. When you were done and walked away, I'll be done when I'm done. So then I spoke, and he was fuming. And then I turned and I walked away, and I called him nothing. he goes, go take her to the first idiot. He goes, go take her machine. Because I had my water bottle and a towel there. So he goes, so now this story I'm not proud of, but I will tell you guys, okay? So I go back to the machine and I just sit very quietly because I don't like to freak out in public. Like, I'm not a screamer. I don't like any of that. Steph does not do that, okay? Get this focus. So I said, get off of my machine, okay? This is my mother talking right now. Like, this, like, y'all don't know what it's like to have black mothers, like, that were born in another generation. So I was like, get off of my machine. And he goes, no, it's mine now. I said, get off of my machine. He goes, no, and he pushes me, both hands, like this. And if I don't see it coming, my leg is so jacked, you guys. I've had so many knee surgeries. My leg's destroyed. So if I don't see it, I fall right over. Like, he knocked me on my back. Like, I was on my back. And there was like 3 trainer guys who did nothing. And I just had a flashback with skateboarding when this guy tried to hit me. And I flashed. I literally had a flashback moment. And I slowly got up. Okay, not my proudest moment. This was like, I don't know. This is some years ago. This is like 15, 16 years ago. Never have done it since. Okay, my battery's low, so I better hurry up this story. I get up, and I put my fingers, my knuckles like this, okay? And I hit him like this. In the throat, right here. Like, boom, that's all. Just a quick jab, boom. He goes, boom, to the floor. He's grabbing his throat, gagging. And fetus position. True story. Yeah, I agree, Elizabeth. But the thing is in my life, I was a skateboarder around guys. Like, I've had guys try to do stuff with me over the years. And I had to learn how to protect myself. So that was my reaction, because I've learned to protect myself. I have one shot, okay? Because if I don't do it in one shot, it might be a problem for me. So I just, boom, and I punch hard, okay? I went, bam, and he just fell over, gagging. So that's my gym story. That is my gym story. That's like 16 years ago. I haven't laid a finger on anybody since. I was really ashamed about that because people have the stereotype of black women as being aggressive, and people always are asking me if I'm a boxer and stupid questions like that. Are you an MMA girl? I'm like, you're not used to seeing a fit woman? Is that as short as your brain can go? So because people, I didn't knock him because I hit him in the throat. I didn't knock him out. I just almost knocked his windpipe, literally knocked his windpipe out. I could have broke it. I'm so glad that I didn't. I was so ashamed that I let somebody, right? Because he knocked me on my back. He pushed me so hard, I literally smacked the floor with my back. And he needed a dumbbell upside his head. But it was like a trigger for me because in the skateboard years, guys tried to hurt me and hit me, and I've got more stories about that. And so when no one did anything, because like with my friends, if somebody touches a friend of mine, it's on. Like, I'll come out of nowhere. They won't see it happening. Okay, if somebody touches anyone that I know, it's over. It's a wrap. You're done. So I had that moment to myself. Like, I can't believe that a small girl is being abused by 2 guys, verbal and physically, and no one did anything. And I got so upset. So then I was in this like underwater tank swimming, embarrassed. I can't believe I just did that, and yeah. And they're like, oh, you can go report it stuff. I was like, I just like make it go away. They told the guy not to go back to the gym, and then I was like, let's just leave it. They're like, go to the police. I'm like, no. I'm done with this. I was really, 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 really embarrassed. And to be honest, it's the brother of somebody famous that I did this to. Yep. So I was just like, let's just make it stop. Okay, so you guys, so this is years ago. I haven't had that since. Now all the boys are like, stop. They follow me around now, so it's different now. He must have been embarrassed. He was very embarrassed. And that's another reason I don't think he came back to that gym. uh, so, you guys, I got stories. Like, I got stories for days and days. They're not always like me, like getting in a fight. Sometimes it's like when I started working for a clothing company, and it was at the time it was under this umbrella. They made ethnic shoes and other things like Pomme de Pie. They made the clothing for Jean Paul Gaultier, and the owner loved me, and I asked if I could design some stuff, some hats, and he let me. And those hats got into ID magazine. I've got stories about that. Stories about me writing articles for magazine about women in skateboarding, like when I did some commercials and broke my leg and all those, because I broke my ankle, snapped that bone. I've got stories about that too. I think I told that story though. Like emotional stories when I came back to the States after living in Europe until I was in my mid 30s, and come back to the States and everyone's like, you're going to the Met, because no one can see that I'm injured. They don't see how bad it is. And so I've got stories about like people asking me if I'm going to go to the X Games, and I always say only if I'm in it. So there's a story about how I got in that X Games. I think I might have told that story. I told you guys the Tony Hawk story. There's a story about how I put a hole on the side of his house because he had a skateboard ramp and he was really pissed off at me for a long time. So to be honest, I think that my life could be made into a movie because I was a black girl who skated, and people were not having it back in the day. They're like, they would laugh at me. You know how many times I've been laughed at? Oh, you guys, I'll tell you another time. I have a story about skinheads. Two different stories of skinheads trying to attack me. And I have a story about skinheads who were Ku Klux Klan members who tried to attack me. When my mother first moved to Tennessee, and I went to a park that was on the wrong side of town for me to be in. I have a story about that. I made a short movie out of it, actually. It's amazing. I'll show you some stills. Maybe I can show you some stills for that if my phone doesn't die. Let me see if I can pull up stills from that movie really quick. It was epic. And that's another long story, me making that movie. Hold on one sec, you guys. Let me see if I can pull up some images from that movie. Okay, if it'll pull up. This is my old phone, but I still use the Wi-Fi on it. Okay, you guys, I'm going to show you images from this movie. This is bomb, all right? This is a movie I made. See that? Skinhead was beating me up. That movie was epic. And so I directed the movie as well. So it's like, here's Video Village. And there was 100 people on set. It's a really cool film. Here's part of the scene in the movie when I first met the skinheads. Can you see that? There you go. Oops. See if I can show you more stills from this. This is behind the scenes when we're doing the makeup for the movie. You can see that. Hold on a sec, you guys. You got me all reminiscing now. I'm supposed to go. Here's a stunt, because we had stuntmen. Wait, can you see that? Can you see that? Oh, come on, phone. Don't do me dirty. So that was a scene of getting pushed off the ramp by skinheads, or falling off the ramp. Here's me in the director's chair, if you guys can see that. So I acted it and directed it, wrote it. We had to have a stunt double. This is too funny. Look at this stunt double. It was a guy. He had to dress just like me, because I just couldn't do some of the stuff that I used to on Vert. Sorry guys, I'm just remembering. This is like memories times a million. This is one of the actors. We were just like in between scenes. Oh man, you can't see.
Stop here. No, you guys. No, guys. Andrew. Everybody's got to come to me.
Can you say a line into it? Sorry. You don't have to. Like, no.
Okay. You got a lot of nerve coming over here. We don't tolerate your kind, our name.
That's good. Thank you.
There you go, guys. That's some memories right there. Woo! Memories from making that movie. Oh. And that guy, he's such a good actor. He's a method actor. So he was rehearsing his role as this evil skinhead. And I was like, Andrew, can you act out a little bit of it? And he's like, no. Because method actors don't like to be messed with when they're like in that scene. Oh, yeah. I'm going to go and do another live broadcast and talk just about that movie because I think it's time that I talk about it. It didn't get finished. That's another story. But it was amazing. It was amazing. We were trying to get into the short category for Oscars, but a lot of issues. Not with the movie making, the post production was a problem. Okay, guys, thank you so much for staying in the chat. I'm way behind on everything, so I'm going to my phone's about to die. The movie is called Monkey because they called me a filthy monkey. That's what the skinheads called me when I arrived to the skate park. So I was told that I had to leave because I was in Klan territory. And when I said I'm not leaving, then they tried to beat me up. So that's a whole story. And not only is the story really amazing, it's when I was 21 that this happened. Not only was the story amazing, but making the movie and now watching these stills, I get super emotional. I know I need to drink some water. Yeah. No, they called me a filthy monkey. So I was like, I'm going to make the movie called Monkey. I'm going to make my face like for the trailer, the graphics. It was going to be half my face and half a monkey's face. Because I wanted to use like provocative strength. But the end of that story ended up really amazing. So the story that happened that day is profound, changed my life forever. And yeah, so there you go. There's a little snapshot out of my life. You guys really see that I had this insane life. No, Keto Princess, I'm appreciative of all lessons. And that's why when people show any type of hatred towards me because of my color, it doesn't even faze me. It's like water rolling down my back. It's like, whatever. I'm very adventurous. You guys don't know. I left the country when I was 19. I left. Like, bye-bye, America. And came back when I was 35. Like, I didn't even know how to speak English properly. I was gone for so long. Okay, guys. I'm going to go. Thank you so much. I feel like being able to show that I'm more than just this keto yacker. That keto. So boring to me sometimes. I know it's not boring to you guys, but I talk about it all the time. And whenever I get a chance to talk about anything else, I'm like, you need a biography. Seriously, I'd buy the book even if keto wasn't in. Oh, that's so cute. Thank you. SJ Robinson 227. Thank you. Yeah, Lululemon. It's pretty fascinating. And that's, I think, the reason why that me at 50 is like, no one's going to tell me that I'm getting old. No one's going to tell me that I look good for 50. I'm going to say, no, I look good for any age. And I'm going to change those stereotypes if it's the last thing that I do before I go. Changing the stereotypes, changing them. Thank you. I'm saving lives. Thank you for sharing a little bit of your personal life. Thank you so much, Alma. And Somebody made, some of these commenters are driving me nuts. I had to block. I think it was a vegan though. Fearless, it's respectable. I am fearless. To be honest, not much scares me. Just liars. Liars scare me. Or the fact if I believe a liar, that scares me. So maybe, people are like, oh my God, like, oh, are you married? I'm like, no, you don't want to marry me. Oh, thank you, Gary. You didn't have to do that. I'm about to leave the stream. Dang. See, Gary's so awesome. Hey, Stephanie, just got on my phone, charged back. Wait, my phone's gonna die though. Wait, let me actually plug it in. Because if I don't plug this sucker in, it's gonna die. Wait. Shoot. Stupid Droid 7. You have to have an adapter. When I was, when I first moved to LA, and, if I'm provoked, which I've been provoked many times in gyms and afterwards, I just don't care. I'm like people who are like, I'm like, I'm bored. You're killing me. Stop. It takes a lot to, I think I get more riled up now if my friends are being attacked. That's when I like the old Stephanie will pop out. But now I don't care. I'm a friggin' homebody. So, okay, guys, love skydiving. Have you done that before? No, I haven't done skydiving. That's on the bucket list. But I've done. I'm gonna go to New Zealand and do it there. So I'm gonna go in our winter, because that's my next trip is to New Zealand or India or Tokyo. I don't know, but I did this what is it? Paragliding? Parasailing with a motor. Where's that? I got that too. Where's that? Where's my phone? I'll show you this before it dies. That scared me. Because I was like, this was in Ecuador. I was in the mountains. I was like, so how many people die a year doing this? They're like 60. I was like, that's a person every week, bruh. He's like, basically, and I was like, all right, I only want the older guy who's trained all these young guys. I was like, I don't want any young guys. I want to partner up with the guy who has the most experience. That's when I kind of got nervous. When I have to put my life in somebody else's hands, that's when I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get a little weird when it comes to that stuff. I'm trying to hit this before my phone dies so you can see the video of me paragliding. You guys, this is my Instagram, by the way. Go to my Instagram, Stephanie Ketogenic, and watch the stories. Where is it? Oh, my phone's going to die. Not this one, but where is it? Going back. Okay, here it is. You guys ready? See that? Yo. Oh, shit.